Johni Broome making his announcement that he was staying at Auburn, and Mark Sears testing the waters of the NBA, but keeping it open to where he could come back to play for Alabama. So let's start with Sears and then go to Broome, because that is a more, I think some people misunderstand that. You see Janai's announcement there, and there's Mark's announcement there. We'll start with Mark first. Mark is going to test the NBA waters and leave open the door. You can do that in basketball, declare, and if you don't like what you're hearing, you can go back to school. If you're Nate Oates, at some point you'd like to know how quickly. We need to know something pretty quickly what we're going to do here, because we got to fill that spot. You're pretty important to the team, but if you're not going to be here, we got to fill that spot. It's a pretty responsible thing for Mark Sears. What do you think about Mark Sears?
I think the biggest fear here, and you've got tampering when these guys are fully committed to a program and they're not testing the waters, but I think it is more of an opportunity for other teams to really come after Mark Sears. Because I don't believe, like, if he gets a true evaluation, somebody might take a flyer on him late second round, but the obvious hiccup with him is going to be his height. I mean, he's if he's 6 feet, I don't know if he's legit 6 feet.
Okay,
I think he is. I've stood next to him. I think he's close.
When you're saying tampering,
yeah,
what do you mean? Like other college teams trying to lure him away?
Yeah.
I don't.
See, I fear that less. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's either Alabama or the NBA.
Yeah, and anymore, you can make more now, obviously, playing at Alabama than you could in the G League or probably in Europe for Mark Sears.
Yeah,
a lot of guys may not be able to.
Now, I heard a number from Mark Sears. I thought it was a little light. Maybe that's one of the reasons he's going to test the waters. I don't know this for a fact. He seems like a guy. If you paid him $700,000 or $800,000 for an All-American, I mean, that seems like a pretty good price.
Yeah, no, I would agree completely. I think some of this is image too, don't you? Don't you think some of this is image? Like, I'm in the NBA draft, and there is obviously an image involved with that.
That's right. And if I choose to come back, I could have stayed in the NBA
That's
draft,
right.
but I chose to come back to play for you guys because I'm committed to making another run at Alabama. Yeah, it's a lot like those folks who made the announcement, that they were declaring early for the draft before it became very popular to leave after 3 years in college football. It ended up being a sort of a sexy thing to do. I'm declaring for the NFL draft. You did that whether you're going to be drafted early or not. You were like, man, I'm going to be a 3-year guy. I'm going to be a 3-year guy. So I do think a little bit of that is a little posturing.
I think there's a better chance he doesn't get drafted. Like, I don't think he will get drafted.
I don't either. I fully expect him back at Alabama.
I do too. I think you'll see him playing in the crimson and white.
Yeah, but it's a testing thing. The other side was Johni Broome, who does show up in some mock drafts right now. But he makes the commitment. I am coming back to Auburn yesterday. Your thoughts on that?
Well, he's a legit 6'10". He would get drafted. Now, I think it would be second round. And again, it wouldn't be a guaranteed contract. But I think this is the right move. He's going to get plenty of NIL. He's going to come back. He's going to be a preseason All-American. And I've said this a million times. Once he develops an outside consistent shot and gets a little range and can play, the 3 and the 4 at the next level, this is a guy that could slip into the first round easily. So I think he is making the best decision for Johni Broome.
Yeah, I would agree completely. And again, I think you're going to see both these guys playing at Alabama and at Auburn this year. Obviously, you are with Broome, and we said that yesterday. We said, at least I think that's what you're going to see out of both these guys. The one thing Broome has going for him that Mark Sears does not is Broome doesn't really have to grow. Broome's just got to prove he can play at the position they want him to play. I think everybody in the NBA believes Sears could play the position they want him to play. They just don't like how tall he is playing that position, right? Yeah. And I think that's the big deal with him.